on any given day, we can all go out and catch 5 great fish,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. Yep.
I may not be able to catch 10 big fish for 2 days in a row, but I can catch 5.
Yep. It's all about who's wearing the lucky underwear.
It's who's wearing the lucky underwear, right? And if I can catch 5 big kings 2 days in a row, I got a shot at it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And that's one of the great things about our tournament, I think.
Wyatt Boetsma here from the Deering team at Remax. Hey, welcome to another installment of our Meet the Captains video series, where I sit down with a Steelheaders member and captain and boat owner, and we talk fishing, talk life, and this is Russ Sylte. Russ, I appreciate you coming out here with me today.
Thanks for having me, Wyatt. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your boat, the Sam and I. How did you come into possession of that beautiful boat, and how long have you owned it, and what are some of the things you like about it?
Yeah, so I actually moved to Holland, Michigan in 2002, so it's probably before you were born, but right in there, probably.
Yeah.
I've been fishing Lake Michigan since '04, I would say, and I have a 38 Tierra that we really love. My wife and I use that boat a lot to travel and fish and just enjoy it very much. So we fish at least 2 of the tournament trail tournaments, sometimes 3, and then we fish the Steelheaders tournaments, as many as we can.
Sure.
And Kids and Kings as well. We also host veterans for Fishing with Veterans, and we're involved in the fishing community for sure.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So you mentioned that Fishing with Veterans, which is a really cool event here in Holland, Michigan. Every year, a bunch of boats get together and take veterans fishing. So tell me a little bit about that. And are you looking for boats to sign up?
Always,
like, when is that?
Always looking for boats. So we have the Fishing with Veterans the first Saturday of July. And we host 100 veterans. My wife heads it up. I'm on the board of directors, but that really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
What it means is that my wife does all the work, and I show up and try to help coordinate and take veterans out. We host 100 veterans. We have a website, fishingwithveterans.org. We're a 501c3 registered through the state of Michigan. Try to raise funds to help cover the costs of the event, and then give back to the local veteran organizations afterwards if we have money left over. But we host 100 veterans. Yacht Basin Marina is the spot that's so gracious and lets us use their facilities, lets us use the whole marina, right? So we set up on a Friday, we have the event on Saturday, 100 veterans show up. We typically have 30 to 35 boats and captains and crews. And we're always looking for more captains because we like to have as few veterans as possible on each boat.
More chances at the reel.
More chances at the reel, but quite frankly, Wyatt, it's more chances for the captain and crew to interface with a veteran.
For sure.
Right? And show our appreciation for what they do.
Yeah,
so
cool.
It's a great event. At 10 minutes to 12 that day, we line up in front of the Holland State Park Pierhead. We've lined the channel every year with American flags, thanks to the Holland Optimist Club. And we have a boat parade down the channel. Awesome. And then after that, we have a luncheon and awards and raffles and recognitions. Yeah. And to be honest, there's never a dry eye on the boat coming through the channel, with all the support for the people that are at the state park. Yeah, it's a great event.
That flag, lining the channel with flags, that's a pretty cool sight to see.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It just gets you right here. It just does. Yeah. It's cool. So I'm involved with that as well, which is a great event.
Yeah, thanks for telling us.
Yeah.
So when are you hoping to get the Sam and I in the water? We're in March here.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a difficult year to guess, right? I always say I target the 15th of April Usually I'm in by the 1st of May. It depends on the boats in front of me in storage, and it depends on the weather. I'm not like Jim Bobber. I don't like to have snow on my boat. So, and it seems like I target 1 week after Jim Bobber because he gets snow the first week, and typically it's good after that.
So you gotta call Jimmy up and say, Jimmy, you putting in this week? And he's like, yep. And then you put it on your
I'm like 1 week out, I'm good.
Okay.
That's really
Very
how we
cool.
do it. Yeah.
Very
So
nice.
I would guess 1st of May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when we'll try it.
Yeah. So Russ is recently retired. Congratulations, by the way.
Happy Saturday.
Yep, absolutely. So tell us a little bit, what did you do for work when you were working, and what are you doing with all this free time you got
Yeah,
now?
sure. Happy to. So I worked in the automotive supply business my whole almost 40 years. So from General Motors to a local company called Metal Flow Corporation, we make car parts. And I've been in the automotive industry for 39 years. I'm an engineer by education. I've done a lot of sales for the last 10 years or so, right? Have been given the opportunity to travel to many parts of the world and meet great people and great customers and see many interesting places. I've never been to a place for work and been able to fish, though, which is
That's
why I gave it up.
Yep, it's tough. It's tough. Yep. So a fishing related question here, and you don't have to spill your guts or anything, but I'm a firm believer in iron sharpens iron. So I want you to give me one example of something you think the Salmon Eye does differently than most of the fleet, and something that you think helps you guys put more fish in the box.
Yeah, there are probably a few things that we have discovered that work for us on our boat that don't work on other boats or people haven't tried, right? So first of all, we always run free sliders on our downriggers. We run 3 riggers. The middle rigger, the chute, is typically close to bottom. We don't run a slider there, but we'll run sliders on both corners almost exclusively.
Okay.
Even if we're running flasher flies, we'll run sliders, and that will oftentimes get us more fish. Okay. Secondly, we prefer to run planer boards over dipsies, so we seldom run 2 dipsies aside.
Okay.
Most boats run 2 dipsies aside. We seldom do. If the wave conditions are right, we will run an extra planer board on that side versus another dipsy diver. And for us, it's proven to work better that way.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer that every boat fishes differently.
They're all different. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And everybody talks about the high diver and the low diver and how one works and the other one doesn't work. For us, we've tried it 100 times. I would rather run an extra planer board if the weather conditions allow it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, very cool.
Just the way it works for us.
Yep. So wanted to chat a little bit too about your involvement on the Big Red Classic board, which is our local fishing tournament here every year in Holland, typically first week of August, last week of July.
Yeah, depends on the calendar, but it's either the last weekend of August, last weekend of July, first weekend of August. This year is the first weekend of August.
Okay.
We are one of 11 tournaments on the tournament trail. We hosted 110 boats last year in total, which was the second largest tournament on the circuit. We're very proud of our tournament. And it's another one where Yacht Basin Marina is the one that's
huge,
that makes it huge for us. They're so gracious. They allow us to use their whole building, all their facilities, which makes it even more fun because we can have all of our events inside, including captain's dinner, including all captain's meetings before the ladies tournament and before the regular tournament. And a little teaser for you, we are considering adding a big money Thursday tournament this year.
Ooh.
So watch for that on the website, bigredclassic.com.
Yeah, it's a great event every year. What would you say to someone who's maybe just kind of starting to think about like, hey, maybe I should start fishing competitively a little bit.
Yeah.
What would you say to them about this tournament, and why should they fish?
In my mind, this tournament is a great tournament because most of the anglers that fish in this tournament are giving of information. And I say that because we have fished a lot of tournaments on the circuit, and if you go to a port that isn't your home port, it doesn't always feel that way. But I think the Big Red Classic is very much that way, where the anglers are happy to give information and happy to help new anglers. Say I'm a new angler, say I'm somebody I just bought my first boat, I've got 3 of my buddies, we love to salmon fish, we think we're pretty good at it, and we think we can fish a tournament, or we're ready. This, in my mind, is the tournament to do it.
Yeah.
And I say that because if you look at the results from 2023 in the amateur division, an 18-foot Lund won that division. And those guys fished against some of the best anglers on Lake Michigan.
Yep.
And they did it because they were determined. The second day of the tournament, it rained all day. They didn't have a top. They had an observer, poor guy on that boat, trying to, survive the day.
Right.
And they smoked the tournament.
Yep.
Young guys, experienced but young guys in a smaller boat. They didn't have to run 200 miles like some of the anglers do in these big tournaments. These guys fished no more than 20 miles outside of the front of Holland pierhead, and were able to come back and win the tournament.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You only weigh, as an amateur, you only weigh 5 fish in that tournament, which in our mind is an attraction, because on any given day, we can all go out and catch 5 great fish, right?
Yes. Yep.
I may not be able to catch 10 big fish for 2 days in a row, but I can catch 5.
Yep. It's all about who's wearing the lucky underwear.
It's who's wearing the lucky underwear, right? And if I can catch 5 big kings 2 days in a row, I got a shot at it.
Oh yeah, yep.
And that's one of the great things about our tournament, I think. And we've discussed it as a board of directors a lot, because some people want us to change the rules to weigh 7, weigh 10, whatever. We're leaving it at 5 because that gets the amateurs in there that gives everybody a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to go into a bit of our speed round here, where these questions are a little bit looser, not so serious as we've been here. But so I want to know, what is your all-time favorite? Like, it's like late July. What's your favorite big king bait to have in the water?
Yeah. Can't tell you everything. Sam and I tends to run more spoons than most boats run. A lot of boats run flasher flies more than they run spoons. A lot of boats run more meat than they run spoons. In late July, we've got a spoon program, July and August, that have proven to be very beneficial for us. We've got a couple of custom spoons that we've developed, and we've had a spoon manufacturer make for us. And not every year, not every day, but there are days we've got certain spoons that work very well for us.
Yeah.
And if it's not spoons, then it's meat rigs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have great success with flasher flies.
Okay.
We run them every time we fish, but we don't always catch fish with them.
Different boats fish differently.
Different boats fish differently. I'm a firm believer.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your favorite beverage to have on the boat?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm a bourbon guy, but
really,
since I'm a captain, I can't drink on board, so I need to be at the slip for that.
Yeah. Right.
But the crew prefers Oberon.
Okay.
Oberon is the beverage, the beer of choice, and then there are usually a couple of bottles of vodka on board too. For my wife and for
Bloody
others.
Marys and that kind of thing.
You never know. Right.
So in terms of fish, are you a quality or quantity guy? Like, let's say you're out on a fun trip. You got family on the boat or whatever. Would you rather have 4 big kings, like in that 15 to 20 pound range, or would you rather have like 8 kings like in that 6 to 10 pound
No,
range?
if I have family and if I have people that don't get out on Lake Michigan a lot, I'll take quantity over quantity every day.
I think it's.
I would much rather have great action for everybody on board than some big fish that a few people get to fight.
Yeah.
If I get a choice, give me quantity,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And we take a lot of people that don't get to fish much, and we take a lot of kids. Give me quantity, man.
Yeah.
Give me the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sunrise or sunset bites?
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Yeah. Now that I'm retired, I'm especially sunrise.
Yep, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
For years, we always said the night bite was better for us. But the last 2 years, maybe 3, I think it's shifted. It's changed to morning.
Okay.
Mornings are better for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this last question here, I got one more question for Russ.
Okay.
This is a doozy. You're really
Okay.
going to have to think about this one.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
It's day 2 of the Big Red Classic.
Yeah.
You are up. You're leading the thing by let's say 5 points.
Okay.
So you're going out in the morning, and you have a choice. You either have to fish with a bundle of premium, fresh, ripe Chiquita bananas on your boat,
Yeah.
or you have to fish shirtless with a sea lamprey stuck to your chest.
No, I'll take the
You
bananas.
doing the bananas?
Yeah,
You
I'll
a
take
chance
the
with
bananas. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
So I've fished on some friends' boat. They don't believe the banana story,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
I'm a firm believer in it. And last summer we were out with some friends on their boat and they brought out this fresh banana bread. I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't even know how you catch fish on this boat.
Right.
The lady cut the banana bread and the damn downrigger went.
Just like
I'm
that.
like, okay,
Just like that.
that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take bananas over a
Over a
lamprey
lamprey.
stuck in my chest.
Yeah. That's
a good question.
Some people are crazier than others. So. All right, Russ. Thanks so much for coming out
Why,
here tonight.
thank you. I
Really
appreciate it.
Yeah. Good seeing
thanks.
you.
I appreciate the opportunity.
If you have any questions about the Big Red Classic, about funding our buoy, about the Steelheaders in general, feel free to reach out to me or Russ here. Or if you're looking for a house, to buy in the the Holland area, close to the boat launch, close to the lake, feel free to hit me up. Would love to help you out, get you into that dream house. So thanks again, Russ.
Thank you, Wyatt. I appreciate it. Fishingwithveterans.org and BigRedClassic.com.